One thing that we have had a little bit more success at picking this season are women's basketball teams. Annabelle, our picks from the beginning of the year have actually done very well.
Very well.
Very well. So UCLA, number 1 in the AP poll. I picked UConn, which like ho-hum, obviously, like we all know they were going to do well. But like our kind of sleeper picks were Iowa and Michigan. They're both in the top 25 in the AP poll, which we didn't know how Iowa was going to do. We didn't know how Michigan was going to do. We just used our knowledge, and we gave you an educated pick, and they've been performing.
And thank you, Allie Van Timmerman on Michigan women's basketball. She's my good friend from Boston College. So Allie, thank you for helping me out there with my pick.
Yes,
keep it up.
Anyways, we're gonna try to do it again. And we're gonna test our luck now. We're gonna give you 2 other teams that we really think that you guys should be looking out for going into this new year, going into the holiday break that we haven't talked about already on the show. And you know what, they're not really sleeper picks. They're teams that have been doing really well and teams that you definitely should be on the lookout for. I'm going to go first here. My pick is Notre Dame. They just beat UConn. So now they have 3 wins against a top 5 opponent in Texas, USC, and UConn, which is really impressive. But they do have 2 losses so far this season. They both came at the Cayman Islands Classic around Thanksgiving.
Just stop there. The Cayman Islands class, like that's a very cool thing to be able to go play in a tournament there.
Yeah, well, you know what? Some people were saying they lost both games because of the travel.
Hey, fair. Distractions. Are
yeah,
you kidding me? If I was in the Cayman Islands, like I'd have a very hard time
focusing on basketball. Yeah, well, they did because they did not play well in that tournament. Actually, they played really poorly, and people have kind of been pointing to that as like, Notre Dame, they're not the real deal. Look how they lost these 2 games around Thanksgiving. But really, it seems like kind of a blip in the radar. Like, you know, maybe there were some distractions. Maybe they had food poisoning on Thanksgiving. Like, who knows? But they have been playing really well leading up to that. And after that, they've really been dominating the opponents they should be dominating. And then against top 5 teams, they've been handling them the right way. And they're led by Hannah Hidalgo, who has vaulted herself into being a player of the year front runner. The 2 names that we were really talking about coming into this season are obviously Paige Bueckers and Juju Watkins. And Hannah Hidalgo, when she played UConn last week, like Paige played well. She put up 25 points. It was a good game for Paige, but Hannah was the best player on the court. Mm-hmm. And afterwards, reporters actually asked Paige about Hannah, and she said, she does a lot of great things offensively and defensively. She's a pest, but the best thing that she does is her energy and her attitude. She leads her team with that and her fire. And I think fire is the perfect word really to describe Hannah Hidalgo. That's like exactly kind of what she has. But
and pest.
Yes, that's and a pest.
Boom.
Yes, a pest. She's great defense. So this team is one that you definitely need to watch out for, led by Hannah Hidalgo. And no, they're going to be probably one of the teams to beat this season.
And that Notre Dame game, those Notre Dame fans came out. They were like decked out in all green, chirping Paige the whole game, and she still had a great game. So just to be a part of that environment is really cool.
No, it was really cool. And I just think with this team too, like they didn't come in with the same hype around them like the other teams that we were talking about, UConn, USC, the other really big names, but they clearly have the opportunity or the ability to compete against some of these top teams and win. So no, I think that this is going to be a great season for them.
Yeah, that's good. Well, a team that I'm excited to watch is the Texas Longhorns. They're number 6 in the AP.
Can I just say, I knew you were going to pick them.
Why? Wait, why? Because I picked them in volleyball?
Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling Annabelle is going to pick Texas. And then
I don't know. Maybe I got like my Southern headband on. They're in the college football playoffs.
Annabelle loves the Longhorns, and there you go.
You know what? I actually, for my job with Sports Spectrum, I actually just highlighted the Texas Longhorns Athletes in Action group. So Texas is at the forefront of my mind right now. But I like them for other reasons as well. They're coming off, not only have had a great start their season, they've only lost 1 game, and that was to Notre Dame in overtime. So hanging with that really good team. So me and Laura are going to go head-to-head on this Texas Notre Dame battle now. But they're actually still coming off of their best season in a long time. They won the Big 12 championship last season, and they actually got like had their ring ceremony at their game earlier this week. And so they were, going through the Jumbotron and showing all their rings. You would have thought those are like national championship rings, the like diamonds on those things. It was pretty insane. So everyone needs to go check out the Texas Longhorns women's basketball championship rings. They are pretty wild. But not only that, this year they're being led by sophomore Madison Brooker. She was a huge part of their success last year. She was, a UT freshman. She got the UT freshman assist record last year with like 185 assists, which is, I think, a really cool stat for a freshman, because you're not only helping the team score points, but you're the one setting up those other buckets.
That takes time. Like, I think assists really take time, and just like getting familiarity with your teammates, and to be able to do that in your freshman season, like you said, is really impressive.
Yeah, it also helps that this season she's shooting over 54% from the 3-point line, so she is knocking it down for the Longhorns. But also on the older veteran side, Rory Hammond, she is a senior this year. She hurt her knee last year and was out that whole season. So she's coming back. So a lot of exciting things for the Longhorns. They have a crazy January schedule. They have a ton of top 25 teams. Oklahoma, which they lost by 1 last year, so they're going to want that one back. Number 2, South Carolina, January 12th, and then number 8, Maryland. So a huge 2025 kickoff for the Texas Longhorns.
Well, no, definitely keep your eye out for them. And I love what you said about their ring ceremony too, because sometimes, like, if you have a ring ceremony, that doesn't necessarily lead into having a great game. But like you said, they've only lost 1 game against Notre Dame, so clearly,
catch them.
Yeah. Catch him, hook him.
Catch him, hook him. I actually didn't mean to make that silly, but
you catch him or hook him?
Catch. No, I actually meant just catch them, watch them, but I should have said hook them.
Well, I guess I like what you're saying. Catch him, and hook him. Go Longhorns.
Is this what it is?
Go Longhorns.
Is this what their symbol is?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Longhorns.
Yeah.
We're from Boston, clearly.
Go Texas, go Notre Dame. But also there is one more really good women's basketball game before the holiday break that you're not going to want to miss. It's number 7 USC at number 4 UConn in a rematch of last year's Elite 8. So that's Paige Beckers versus Juju Watkins. That's going to be a really good game. So definitely don't miss that. It's coming up on Saturday. And if you're enjoying this game, this podcast, excuse me.
It's a game between us.
It's a game between the two of us. Every Thursday. You can listen on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.